It's the high school game of the week on 23 ABC, Friday Night Live. Brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the biggest little credit union in town.
Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Live. I'm Stephen Hicks. We're here at Liberty High School for the final regular season game of the year. It's a lights out edition of FNL, but this game had everything. The Southwest Yosemite League title was on the line. Other league matchups were league winning implications on the line as well. We'll get to those later on in the show, but here at Liberty, this matchup between Liberty and Bakersfield is something we've seen over the years. Last year, of course, Liberty won both matchups. The season ended last season, almost a year ago today, and then of course, the section semifinal, Liberty absolutely dominated. And since then, Bakersfield has circled that date on their calendar for today to avenge that loss. Both teams here stacked their schedule with huge matchups really across the Southwest. Here at Liberty, they've played teams down in Southern California. Bakersfield even played a team out in Arizona who's top ranked. Neither one of them got off to the start that they would have wanted to, but since then, both took care of business in the league, and that meant that tonight's matchup would decide the Southwest Yosemite League title. So who would end up on top? Let's go to the highlights. Well, it was a very close first half. Liberty jumped out to an early 21-7 lead. Bakersfield battled back, and going into the half, it was 21-14, led by senior quarterback Jordan Love, and that would set the table for Quincy Jonty, the big senior running back, our 23 ABC Athlete of the Week. He would punch in for his second score of the game, and that put Liberty in command, 28-14, early third quarter. Bakersfield looking to respond. They're still in it, just down by 2 scores. This is Kieron Bragg. He would pass it off to Norman Kramer, same sort of option keeper later in the drive. Bragg decides to give it to Kramer. Kramer punches it in, and it is a 1-score game with time winding down. But after that, it would be all Patriots. This is quarterback Jordan Love finding Matthew Hubble on the little bubble screen. Huge completion there. And later in the drive, it wouldn't be a Liberty game without a Jordan Love rushing touchdown. And there it is. And that puts the Patriots in a commanding position. Missed extra point makes it a 13-point game, but the Bakersfield offense couldn't get anything going after that. Defense, special teams, all working in Patriots' favor. Drillers would have to punt, and that would put the ball back in the hands of Jordan Love. Remember, he committed to Utah State, and Liberty would keep the ball on the ground in this second half. They give it to Jonty for a nice carry there. That would give Liberty the chance to kick this field goal, extending it to a 16-point lead. The final nail in the coffin for the Drillers would be a pick 6, and Liberty wins, and they win the Southwest Yosemite League. Yeah, an absolutely huge win for Liberty, and really the talk around campus right now is whether or not they're going to get that #1 seed when the seeding comes out tomorrow in Division I. Of course, that's on everyone's mind, but it's not maybe on the coaches and players' mind. We talked with winning coach Brian Nixon after the game, asked him about that, and then, of course, one of their senior captains, Quincy Jonty. Take a listen.
That's our Phase 2 goal is to win the league championship. Now we got to get ready for Phase 3, and we know we got to take it up a whole nother level. I think we made a nice statement to get that #1 seed, but whatever it is. You got to play them all at the end of the day to win it all. So we'll play wherever we're at, and hopefully we get better week to week. We kind of put ourselves in a hole late in the second quarter, and we tried to throw the ball to get out of it, but we were running the ball successfully the first quarter and a half, and we had to get back to that because that's what was moving the ball for us.
What's the feeling like on the team after clinching league?
It's amazing. I mean, that was one of our goals, and it's always good to achieve one of our goals. Right now, we can't worry about the seedings or all the extra stuff that's going to be around us, so that's all focused around the football game. Our main goal is to win Valley.
And how good does it feel to beat, you're a senior, you just beat Bakersfield?
It's great. I mean, Bakersfield's a great team, and no matter what, forever, they're going to have a legacy that's left in this town, and to beat them or knock them down, it's always great.
And this is just the start for these two teams. Really, the goal for both of these programs is to win a Valley championship. It's a little icing on the cake at the end of a regular season for a team like Liberty, but as you heard, they're really looking at that next matchup in the Valley championship. We'll have to see when the seeding comes out tomorrow whether they will be that #1 seed. As for Bakersfield, they came in tonight ranked 13th, so we'll see where they kind of match up in that seeding as the days unfold. But still to come on this show, we've got a lot to get to on a lights out edition of Friday Night Live. Final game of the season, so that means titles were decided tonight. We'll show you who came out on top, plus an in-depth look at the winning championship culture at Bakersfield and the man who gives them inspiration. It's Friday Night Live at Liberty High. Back after this.
FNL, brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. Together we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
The AIS Cancer Center, featuring Kern County's most comprehensive breast treatment center.
Hi, I'm Dr. Luis Mariscal with the AIS Cancer Center at San Joaquin Community Hospital. From football players to news anchors, it seems like everyone is wearing pink to support breast cancer awareness during October. But beating breast cancer is a year-round battle. That's where the Breast Center at San Joaquin Community Hospital comes in. From screening to diagnosis to surgery, we offer comprehensive breast care in one location. Our 3D mammography is the most advanced breast cancer screening technology available in Kern County, making it 41% more effective at detecting invasive breast cancer. At many centers, the wait is over 100 days between screening and the start of treatment. Our goal at the Breast Center is for every patient to begin treatment within 30 days of their mammogram. Timely treatment gives you the best odds for a complete recovery. Along the way, you'll have access to an incredible team that will do whatever it takes to make your journey more comfortable and help you get the best results possible. Your own personal nurse navigator will guide you through every step of the process. Kelly at our Lemonade Locks boutique will get you fitted with the perfect wig. And of course, our dream team of board-certified female oncologists will give you the best care available. The AIS Cancer Center, we're your plan for cancer care.
The AIS Cancer Center, featuring Kern County's most comprehensive breast treatment center.
From personal use to the military, drones are everywhere. Are they a blessing or a curse? Monday on 23 ABC News at 11, we'll show you the benefits and dangers before you decide to buy one this holiday season. Monday at 11 on 23 ABC, after an all-new Castle.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live, a lights out edition of FNL, but I promise you we are here at Liberty High School. They just wrapped up a matchup against Bakersfield, the Southwest Yosemite League title on the line, and the Patriots came out firing on all cylinders. It was actually a close game going into the second half, 21-14, but from then on, Patriots dominated on offense, defense, special teams, led by seniors Jordan Love, Quincy Jonty. We'll see tomorrow when the seeding comes out if they can get that #1 seed in the playoffs. Their goal is, of course, to get back to a Valley championship game. They lost last year, but we'll see if they can keep that going. As for Bakersfield, the season hasn't gone quite the way they would have hoped. They've this is their second loss in league play, but at Bakersfield they're being taught a championship culture, and they're being told that there's more to life than wins and losses. And when it comes to who's telling them that, it's hard to find someone who lives it more than him. It should come as no surprise that a program with such a rich history of winning is filled with traditions. From Griffith Field to the legendary players who ran that field, in his 11th season as head coach of the Drillers, Paul Gola has created another. Every Wednesday, it's something he calls championship meetings.
It's really about teaching young men to be men. And not so much the wins and losses. We rarely talk about the wins and losses. We talk about the process.
And in a locker room filled with phrases that challenge the ordinary. Minutes before the freshman team would pull off an undefeated season, Coach Gola wasn't telling players the importance of victory, but instead the importance of that process.
Because most people will not do what it takes to be successful.
And perhaps no one is a better example of what it means to battle adversity than the running backs and kicking coach, who can no longer run and kick himself.
When you think about who's really gone through the adversity, we think of Coach McCullough.
Coach Lance McCullough continues his fight with ALS, the neurodegenerative disease that has taken the function in his legs. He now says has taken most of the function in his arms.
I've known him now 5-6 years. I've seen him go through this. I've never seen him have a bad day. I've never seen him not happy, be positive with the kids.
In week 2, the Drillers continued raising money for ALS research with the Lance McCullough touchdown drive. Something that's touched the man who's taught so many.
It touches my heart because we're teaching young people to do something not for themselves, but for someone else or someone else they don't even know. But these guys know me, and they all phenomenal putting the money in and going to the ALS walk.
And if anyone can put in perspective the wins and losses of a season, it's someone who understands the battle of life and death.
No, it definitely goes beyond that. I mean, he just tells us about his life, about some of the things he's gone through. But the great thing is he always has a positive attitude. It's just fantastic spending time with him.
His very presence is a blessing to players and coaches to see what it truly means to fight. And Coach McCullough says he's not going anywhere.
I'm going to coach as long as I can coach, as long as my body will allow it, and then I may figure out another way to do it.
And as you heard, the freshman team yesterday capped off an undefeated season with their win over Liberty. And just a few hours before this varsity game kicked off, the JV team, on the final play of the game with zeros on the board, they ran it in to win, and they also had an undefeated season. So Lance McCullough and the coaches over there at Bakersfield continuing to inspire without mentioning the wins and losses. Well, still to come, a lot of huge games going on, in fact, across the county. Final game of the regular season, and every local league title came out on top. North versus South, Independence versus Ridgeview. Plus, we'll take you out to that heated rivalry between Shafter and Wasco. It's a rivalry edition of Friday Night Live. Back after this.
Fan L, brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. Together, we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.24 annual percentage rate. Apply for an auto loan today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is a story about doers, the artificial heart, electric guitars, and rockets to the moon. It's the story of America, land of the doers.
Doing it, did it, done.
Doers built this country, the dams and the railroads.
Henry was a steel driving man.
Catchy. They built the Golden Gates and the Empire States. And all this doing takes energy, no matter who's doing.
There's all kinds of doing up in here.
Or what they're doing. What the heck's he doing? Energy got us here, and it's our job to make sure there's enough to keep doers doing the stuff doers do, to keep us all doing what we do.
At Moore Furniture for Less, it's a Veterans Day sale on top of a construction sale. You're gonna save big at Veterans Day 2020. No interest financing on top of major remodel construction pricing. And you're gonna save big. Save on bedrooms, on living rooms, on dining rooms, just in time for the holidays. Get it all. Long-term financing, huge savings, whatever it takes while construction lasts at the Moore Furniture Veterans Day construction sale. Going on now.
You've enjoyed them for years. They might be your favorites. Can you guess where they're made? Join 23ABC's Tim Callahan each Thursday night at 6 as he visits companies that can proudly say, Thursdays on 23ABC News at 6. This November, you're invited.
Oh, God. It's happening.
To watch the big shows.
This is just the beginning.
The big news stories.
Off to a flying start, folks.
This November, RSVP by turning to 23ABC. Find the great deals with Shop Smart on the 23ABC app and on turnto23.com.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live, another lights out edition of Friday Night Live. We're here on the campus of Liberty. They just wrapped up a very impressive win over their rivals Bakersfield, capping their regular season with the Southwest Yosemite League title, going undefeated, in fact, in the Southwest Yosemite League. But there were some huge games going on across the county. We want to get to some of those right now. None bigger than in Shafter. It's one of the oldest and most intense rivalries in the state of California. Wasco has dominated this matchup in recent years, and tonight they continue that domination. They win it 7-0 over the Generals. Well, how about some other scores? Ridgeview, the only undefeated team left in Kern County, the #1 team, in fact, in the section, and with a win, they win the South Yosemite League. They win that 30-6 over Independence, likely to be the #1 seed when the seeding comes out tomorrow. As for Tehachapi, they fell to Ridgeview last week, 6-2 on the season, looking to cap off a pretty good season. They do so over West, 48-7 there. As Bakersfield Christian lost 3 of their 4 to start the year, but they've won 5 straight since, undefeated in league. Taft resurging from where we saw them last year. It would be a 3-way tie in the South Sequoia League if they were to upset them. Bakersfield Christian wins that. South wins over North in a huge rivalry game. Centennial takes care of business. There would have been a 3-way tie in the SWYL, but they actually, Centennial falls to Frontier, sorry about that. And Chavez hangs on to win over Arvin. Well, that'll do it for us here at Friday Night Live. For everyone here at Liberty, thank you so much, as well as at Bakersfield. Until next week, have a good night.
First.